Hi my babies. Hey guys, my name is Eliza. If this is your first time seeing me on your screen, if it is, please consider subscribing and joining the family. We would love to have you. I would love to have you. If you are a returning subscriber, hey boo, what's up girl, how you doing? I hope you're doing well from the last time I saw you. And yes, today's topic is going to be a little bit of a lighter note, because I know my last two videos have been a little bit heavier. But I wanted to share with you guys a story of how I chose mental health as my career. I had such a terrible start to my week, y'all. Like, such a terrible start. It was not the best at all. But for some reason, I'm not gonna question it, but for some reason, by God's grace, to be honest, I had such a good day. Even though it kind of felt like the world was falling apart around me, but there was that kind of little bubble protecting me or whatever. And I don't know, I have been in a good mood, even though today is not the best of days, but it's okay. It's okay. I dolled up, put on my makeup and everything. This lipstick was actually supposed to be matte. I'm looking at the monitor right now. This lipstick was actually supposed to be matte, but I ended up putting the Fenty gloss bomb on it because I didn't like how it looked matte, but I really like how it looks right now. Like, I really like how it looks, and it matches my sweatshirt. This is my favorite sweatshirt. It's Hillman College. It's not an actual college, but if you guys watch or know of the show A Different World, that is my favorite show. Oh my god, that is my favorite show, A Different World. You can't tell me nothing about it. I know everybody. Like, I know, like, you can't tell me I didn't graduate from Hillman. Like, you can't. Like, you can't. Like, I graduated from Hillman, okay? Anyhow, this is my alma mater, okay? And so we're matching over here. But anyway, long story short, today wasn't the best day, but God, to be honest, but God. And so, why mental health, right? In all honesty, I feel like mental health chose me. Like, it really chose me. Ever since I was young, like from the age of 9, I declared that I wanted to be a doctor. Like, I wanted to be a pediatric doctor, and no one could tell me nothing. Like, that's what I was gonna be. My parents were obviously all for it because they didn't put me up to it. And I know with Caribbean parents, specifically Haitian parents, you could either be a doctor, a lawyer, or an engineer, or a nurse. That's it. That's it. C'est au quatre langues, okay? Docteur, avocat, engineer, or be nurse. Like, it's those four. It's like, they don't vary outside of those four. And so, from the age of like 8, 9, I decided that I wanted to be a doctor. Because my pediatric doctor, she was Haitian. And she looked like me, and I was just enthralled with her. Like, I just absolutely loved her. And when I was younger, I absolutely hated getting shots. Like, I hate needles. And so when I met her, when I met my pediatric doctor, who remained my doctor up until I was 21 years old, I was enthralled by her because she just oozed grace, y'all. She just walked around just spilling grace. Like, you know what I mean? Like it was like grace. like she was just spilling out grace, and it was natural. It wasn't forced, and I absolutely loved that about her. You hear me? I love that about her, and it helps that she looks like me. Her hair was like mine. Natural and everything. Her hair wasn't permed. Her hair looked like mine. I loved her so much. And it always fascinated me how she was able to give me my shots without calling for backup. Okay, without my mom having to hold me. Okay, like, it was just like, you need to understand, that was unheard of. That was unheard of in regards to me. Why you sticking me for? Like, Don't, what? Ugh. And she was able to like give me my shots and do all of that without me screaming. I actually can't even recall to you how she did it. It was just magic. It was just magic. It was magic and grace. Like that's it. But because of her, I always said that I wanted to be that doctor for other children. Like, I wanted to be able to help other children take their socks take their socks. Wow. I wanted to help other children take their shots without, you know, screaming and without being in pain and stuff like that. And so from the age of 8 and 9, I can't pinpoint which one, I just know it's somewhere between then, I said I want to be a doctor. Of course, my parents, they're Haitian, they're like, oh, doctor, and bang, no born, like they had no problem with it. They had no problem with it. Not to mention, I was always that student that I didn't need encouragement to do work. I came home, I did my work by myself. My parents didn't have to like hound me to make sure I was doing my work. That was something I did. And so I grew up with that mentality. I kept that goal. Like, that was a goal for me. Like, I was gonna go to med school. I was gonna go to college, get my bachelor's in biology. Then I was gonna go to med school. After I go to med school, I was gonna do my residency. After I did my residency, I was gonna start working at a pediatric. At first, it was gonna be a pediatric clinic, and then I changed it to a pediatric emergency room care because of an incident that had happened to me when I was in my teens. I think my pre-teens to teen 8 years, one of those. It's in between that little gap. I really can't remember the age. I think maybe it was like 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. No, not 16. It was between it was between one of those ages. I really can't remember when, but that was my plan, and everybody knew it. Like, literally everybody knew it. Like, you knew Eliza, you knew doctor. That's it. Like, it was synonymous. It was, you know, it was synonymous. And so with that being said, that was just my goal. That had always been my goal, and that's what I was going to accomplish, and nobody was going to stand in my way of that. Nobody. You know what I mean? And so come college, right? Albany, that's my alma mater. University at Albany. Go Great Danes. Hey. Anyhow, so I go to Albany, and of course my major from the second, matter of fact, before I even got there, I already knew what my major was going to be. Okay, my major was going to be biology, and I get there and I started doing biology. First semester, good. Second semester, not too good, not too bad. Okay, third semester, mes amis, wow, like, wow, guys, like, my third semester, and I will always tell everyone this, my first semester of my sophomore year was absolute hell. You hear me? It was hell. La fête sur la terre. Like, it was hell. Hell on earth, guys. It was terrible. And it wasn't bad because of the people I lived with or anything like that, or it wasn't bad because of roommates or housemates. It wasn't bad because of that. Like, they didn't do anything. It was bad because of school. And ironically, at this point, up until this point, I was doing great in school, in my classes. Like, I was doing great. I was doing phenomenal. I was flying by. Okay, I was doing great. No one was complaining. But then it was like a switch. I'm coming, like, 2 weeks before I come back to school, I get an email, and they're saying that the grade I received for my biology 2 wasn't sufficient enough to go into, for general biology 2, wasn't sufficient enough to go into, what, I can't even remember what the next class was. It was something about it was biology, but I can't remember what biology it was. I think it was maybe the second level of general biology, something like that. I can't remember the name, but essentially they were saying that the grade I had wasn't sufficient enough. I needed at least a B plus, and I had gotten a C. I needed at least a B. That's what it is. I needed at least a B, and I had gotten a C minus. Or something like that. I'd gotten a C minus. I had gotten a C something. And I was just like, what? Like, I was besides myself. Guys, you don't understand. Through my, like, schooling experience, I have, like, my parents have never had to be hard on me because I was hard on myself enough. Like, my parents, like, I was my own parent. Like, my parents had to tell me, had to remind me to relax. Like, it was that bad. So, I had never failed a class before. I had never gotten below a B in a class ever. Like, ever. And not only did I not get the grade that I thought I deserved and was gonna get, but now I am held back. I have never been held back in my life. Granted, I know in college you don't really get held back. You just have to make up credits. You know what I mean? But in my mind, the end of the world. You hear me? The end of the world. Mes amis, yo, y'all, pues que morir. Oh my goodness. I start stressing out. Okay? And I am over here trying to change my schedule. I'm changing my schedule. I'm doing this. I'm like, okay, fine. I'm just going to retake the class. It's okay. It's no big deal. I'm going to retake the class. I go drop my class that I had beforehand. So because I didn't have the sufficient grade, I couldn't go into the next class. So I said, all right, cool. I'm just going to drop that class. I'm going to retake it. Nobody will ever know. Nobody will ever know. Miss Me Petites. School starts. I go back to class. I feel like a failure. I'm slumping around. The type of person that I am is that if my heart isn't in it, you cannot make me do it. Like, if I don't push myself to do something, you cannot make me do it. And that was what was happening. Like, because I felt like a failure, I felt like a failure. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? Like, I felt like a failure. I felt so inadequate. That's the word. I felt so inadequate. And so I felt like an imposter. So I was taking that class, and I remember hanging around in the lecture center trying to push myself to tell myself, yes, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this. It's okay. Just one class. It's just one class. You can do it. You can do it. And I couldn't make myself do it. So follow me here, right? So we are a failure. Well, at least remember, these are the things that I'm thinking about myself. I am a failure because I can't even take one simple class and pass. You know what I mean? I am broke because I don't have almost $8,000 to pay for my schooling, right? And then the third one was, this was my first semester on an e-board, and not just any e-board, y'all. I was on an e-board of a Christian board, and I was a VP. I was a vice president. And I am just like, this is, wow. This is fatra. Like, this is gabish. Like, this is Saubam Kimbe, like, yo, what is this? What is this, God? And I remember, y'all, that was a semester where I was the most depressed. I was absolutely the most depressed, and it was horrendous. There's a reason I'm telling you guys all of this. I promise it ties into mental health. I promise. And it was horrendous. So then I started trying to push myself, right? While I'm trying to push myself to get through school and keep my head up while trying to fight with my own demons, obviously. I'm suddenly depressed. I just want to drink every single day. I don't want to get out of bed. I don't want to talk to people. I don't want anything to do with people. At this point, I was just waiting for Albany to come and kick me out of the house like kick me out, eject me out, like deuces. Like that's what I was waiting for at this point. And it was bad. It was really bad. If I have the time one day, I'll sit down and I'll further explain that semester to you guys, because that semester is honestly when I discovered mental health, and it was in the most unconventional way possible. But long story short, I suddenly started looking for a new major out of nowhere. Like I was telling my mom, I was like, "Mom, you need to pray for me because I don't know what's going on." I couldn't pray for myself. I could not pray for myself. I felt like I could not go to God with the state that I was at. Like, you know what I mean? Like, with the state that I was in, I felt like I had to get myself together first before I could present myself to him. And hey y'all, so I just wanted to hop in here really quickly and just basically debunk what I just said. So this is what I was feeling when I was in sophomore year. I was feeling like because I didn't have everything together that I couldn't go to God, but that's clearly not the case. He's not waiting for you to get your life together, your act together to come to him, you know what I mean? But so that's why I just wanted to add that little disclaimer. Anyhow, let's carry on. And yes. So I was like, "Ma, you need to pray for me, like, cause I can't do this." And I remember looking on my school's what is it called? My school's like, you know, the pages. You know how every school kind of has like this website that kind of like outlines every single major that is offered in the school. So I went to my school's, I guess, major directory, whatever it would be called. I don't know what it's called. And I started looking at different majors. And I literally felt it. Like, I got to I went past biology, felt nothing. I went past chemistry, felt nothing. Anthropology, felt nothing. Human biology, felt nothing. And then I got to human development, and I felt everything inside of me just pause. Like, that's the one. And I'm like, human development, what's that? And I'm looking at the little specializations that they had. They had education, they had school psychology. No, they had school psychology, adolescent, something like that. But all I know is my eyes fell on counseling psychology, and I was just like, counseling? Hey, guys, I was just like, no, I'm not doing it. But then everything inside of me felt like this was it. This was right. It felt right. And I remember reading more about it, and then out of nowhere, I just switched my major over to human development. And I switched my major over to human development out of nowhere. My advisor called me up screaming at me because this was the 4th time this semester I changed my major by myself without consulting her. And she was like, "Yo, why you keep doing this? Like, like, she was like, "Ooh, like, yo, why you keep doing this?" And I was just like, I feel it. Like, this is it. I want to do it, but this is it. I feel it. Like, this is my major. And y'all, this is just like a little transparency thing. But I just gotta tell you guys, I went from struggling so much in biology, like, where I had to literally give it my all, and it was a lot. Biology was a lot. So I went from having to do the most to flying, like cruising, like I was sailing through counseling psychology, not because it was hard. I mean, not because it wasn't hard, not because it was like an easy major, nothing. It was still hard. I graduated with a bachelor of science. It's a bachelor of science. It's hard. I had to do statistics. I had to do why am I drawing a blank on all the classes I had to do? But long story short, it was a hard major. But because everything inside of me aligned with it, it was like this. It was just like, it was like water. It was so fluid and it was so easy, but it was fulfilling at the same time. And to wrap it up, because I know it's getting quite long, sorry, but the way I absolutely knew that this was a major for me was my last semester of my senior year. I had to do an internship in order to graduate. It was one of the requirements of the major. Oh, also, before I even get to that point, did I even mention that ironically, right? Get this. Did I even mention, y'all, that ironically, when that semester was the first semester that major was open to students? Yo, don't tell me that guy. Yo, anyway, we're not gonna get into that. But anyway, so my last semester, I had a internship that I had to do, and I remember sitting down. I will forever remember this moment for the rest of my life. I remember sitting down with this student, right? And so this was a student that they had named or tokened the problem child. Like, he was a problem child. He was in kindergarten. And I remember hearing, like, he was infamous in the school. Like, you didn't even know him, but you knew who he was. Like, you know what I mean? He was that student. And I remember, all the teachers always complaining about him. Oh my God, he's so bad. Oh my goodness, he don't listen. Why is he here? Da 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 da. He's getting me tight. We need to call his parents, but the parents don't ever do nothing. Da da da. All of that great stuff, right? But then I remember one day I just walked into the cafeteria and I finally met him, because all of this before that I heard of him was through word of mouth, through people complaining about him, right? And I remember I had just bought my Vans. I had just bought these sneakers, and I like walked in, and as I walked in, I see some teachers in a little boy's face just screaming, right? But I understood her frustration because she was upset about something, right? And so I'm wrapping up, I promise. And I kind of walk over to her, not trying to be an instigator or nothing, but something was just pulling me over to him, right? So I walk over to him, right? And I walk over to her, rather, and I knew the teacher, and I was just like, well, maybe I could talk to her and talk to him. And she was like, go ahead, try, because I'm done. And he looked down at my shoes and he goes, we're wearing the same shoes. I was like, yeah. He goes, but I thought adults can't wear cool shoes. I was like, what? No, like, what? Of course I do. These are my favorite shoes. And he was like, these are my favorite shoes. And I looked down at him and he was wearing the same exact pair in like a miniature versions of his feet. It was the cutest thing. Anyway, long story short, I was able to get through to him and speak to him in a manner in which nobody had been able to previously. And with him opening up to me, rather, like, throughout the course of the rest of the hours of my internship, that's another story time if you guys want to know, because that internship was trash, not because of the site, but because of one person. But anyway, we're gonna continue. But it was a good experience still. And we got to a point where I realized that he's not a problem child. He's just been through a lot. And he was 6 at the time. No, he was 5 going on to 6 at the time. And he had some dark traumas that he was dealing with at such a young age. And people feel like, oh, just because you're young, you have nothing to worry about. You don't have bills. You don't have this. You don't have that. Da 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 da. And I'm just like, yeah, no. No, that doesn't apply, because little people still have feelings too. By little people, I mean like children, because they're literally little people. They're little humans. Like they're little adults. Like, you know what I mean? They're young adults, but they still have feelings. They have genuine feelings, and if you don't respect them, respect their feelings or not, it's still going to shine through, whether they become the problem child or become Miss Perfect or Mr. Perfect. Like, whatever the case may be, it will shine through. So you could either ignore the trauma that is building up and shaping their personality and shaping their characteristics, or you could step in and be that change. And I chose to be that change. I choose to be that change. I choose it today. I chose it then. I choose it today, and I will choose it tomorrow, and I will continue to choose that choose to be that change, because that is who I am. That is my story. That is how mental health chose me. And even going through my schooling, it was like I realized that this was something I was so passionate about, like talking to people and making sure that they're okay. And like as you guys could obviously tell, I'm a talker, but I like to listen to people too. I like to be able to be there for people. That's who I am, and that's who I am by nature. And this is how God designed me to be honest. And the simple fact that I can use that natural gifting that God has given me to help other people is not something I take lightly. And I am forever grateful. Like, as much as that sophomore year, that fall semester of my sophomore year was absolute hell on earth, as much as it was l'enfer sous la terre, you know what I mean? I am so grateful, because that was forever a pivotal changing moment in my life. And that is how I got to mental health. And I'm gonna end here, y'all. I know this was a longer video. I'm really sorry, but I hope it helps someone. Because this is my story. I'll speak about it more as I go along this journey with you guys. But yes, so I hope you guys like this video. If it helped you, or if you liked it, please like, comment, and if you're not subscribed, please subscribe before you leave. And share this video with someone that it may help, you know, because who knows, who really knows. But anyway, I love you guys so much. Stay safe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to wear a mask, guys. Do not forget to wear a mask. Don't forget to wear a mask. Okay, I love you guys. Mwah! Bye, my lovelies.